Alright, so I'm going to go over the entire project for project 1-4. I've already downloaded my file, so that's step number 1. And then 2 just tells you that your project file name has your name on it. So you'll just leave it as is. So just save it as normal. Step number 3, you're going to apply the slice theme. A theme is a set of fonts and font colors and different ways that it's set up. So it just looks different. It's kind of a preset design for you. So we're going to do this slice theme. So you're going to come to page layout and come over to your themes. They're not in alphabetical order, which I wish they were, but they're not. So you're just going to have to look for the theme that you want. So I'm going to click on slice. If you don't have a theme that it's asking for, make sure you leave a comment in iLearn so that I can give you the point for being marked wrong for that. Because I don't think you should be marked wrong for something like that. So next step is we're going to edit our worksheet. So we're going to edit the title to display monthly sales by department. Make sure that you type exactly as it is, so you're going to capitalize exactly where it says to. So this is A2, monthly sales by department. And then D6 is 1950. So D6, 1950. Step number 5, select cells A1 through F2, and we're going to horizontally center them across the selection. So we're going to select A1 through F2, come to my Home tab, Alignment Launcher, and Horizontal Center Across Selection, and then hit OK. So even though the information is not in these other cells, it looks like it's centered there. And then we're going to select and delete row 8. So right over here, I'm going to put my mouse over 8, click on it, and then right click and delete. You can right away just right click. You don't have to click it once and then right click. Step number 7, use the fill handle to complete a series. So in B3, we're going to fill it all the way to column E so that it is up to week 4. So this is a really nice feature in Excel, as it will take it and create a series for you. And then I'm just going to auto fit my columns so that they fit. All the stuff is shown. So it knows that I have week 1, so it figures by copying it, it's going to continue that sequence. 2, 3, and 4. So you don't have to sit and type all that in. Number 8, we're going to auto sum our F4 button, or sorry, cell F4, and then we're going to fill it down. And so I want to add all of my that row up right there. So we're going to use our auto sum button, make sure it's got the right range, and hit OK. And then I can either double click and bring it down, or you can just click and drag it down. That works as well. And then it also tells you if you do go that far, you're just going to delete that out. Steps number D, or letter D. Select cells B17 through F17, and we're going to auto sum those. And then it talks about this quick analysis button. So I'm going to select my cells and use my auto sum. This is the quick analysis button that you'll learn what that does in another chapter. We're going to click out of that so it disappears. Step 9, format labels and values. So A1 and A2, we're going to increase the font size to 18. So I'm going to highlight A1, A2. You can do it right here, or you can click the down arrow and choose the font size. And then I want to auto fit, so I'm going to put my mouse between 1 and 2 and double click, and 2 and 3 and double click. It does tell you to make sure it's at a certain point. So if I click right there, I see that it's 24 is my height, or 32 pixels. You can also right click and go to row height, and you can type it in. So a couple of different ways that you can do that. which was step B. And then step C, we're going to bold and increase our row height to 18. So A3 through F3, we're going to bold. And then you can click and drag it, which gets a little bit tricky. Or like I said, you can right click and row height and type it in. And then center the data in B3 through F3. So we're just going to center it normally. Columns, headings always look better centered. Next one, we're going to format all values with comma style and decrease the decimal 2 times. So I'm going to take all my values and I'm going to make it the comma style. And then I'm going to decrease my decimals so that they're not showing. And then don't panic because you get these pound signs, but you're just gonna, it just means that your cell is not wide enough. So between F and G, I'm going to double click and it will open it up and take those pound signs away. Step F, we're going to apply all borders to A3 through F17, which is right here is my borders. And I'll click on all borders. And then I want to do B17 and F17. I want to make a counting with no decimal places. And then I'll auto fit my columns so they fit. So I want to make these look like dollars with my accounting format. And then I'm going to take out my decimals. And I'm going to come and auto fit between B and C, double click, and it widens my column. Step 10, finalize the worksheet. We're going to click the Insert tab and do a header and footer, and we're going to insert, that's very important right there, insert the sheet name into the right section. So I'm going to come up to Insert, over here on the right, Text, Header, Footer, make sure I'm in the right section, and I want to insert my sheet name. So my sheet name is January. If I just type January in, it will be there, but if I were to change January, it wouldn't change. So that's why you want to insert this information, is because it will automatically update it. So if I were to come and type in February or March or something, this would automatically stay updated. So next step is go to our footer. In our right section, we're going to type in our name. And then it says to click out anywhere, and we're going to go back to our normal view, which is right down here. Or you can come to view and make sure you're on your normal view. And normal view doesn't show your header and footer in there, just so you know. All right, E and F, this last one. So center the worksheet horizontally on the page. My page layout launcher, or my page setup launcher, is not working. Oh, now it is. It wasn't working before, but now it is. So I'm going to do that and go to my margins and center horizontally on my page. What that does is it just centers it across here. Vertically would center it across in the middle of your whole page, but we want it horizontally. So we're going to hit OK. Doesn't look like it does anything, but when I print, it would be centered for me. And then step 11, we're going to copy and rename our worksheet. Right click the January sheet, move and copy it. We want it to be at the end of the sheet, and then I'm going to rename it February. We'll get to that point. So right click, move or copy. We want to move it to the end and create a copy and hit OK. And then we'll double click over there, over the top, and name it February. And then next step is to make my tab sheet, my sheet tab color dark blue accent 1. So I'm going to right click on my tab color dark blue accent 1. You can see that it changed the color. And then it wants me to come in and delete this information. So I'm going to highlight it and hit delete on my keyboard, not backspace. That will only delete this first box right here. But I'm going to actually use my delete button. And then Control Home takes me to my A1 cell. And we're going to return to our January January sheet. It says preview it. That just means look it over. You haven't changed anything, so you don't really have to do anything on that step. And then save and close. And then you're going to go back to SimNet and you would upload it from there. If you don't get 100% the first time, you want to upload it up to 3 times. If you can't figure out how to fix what you missed, you can always email me. I'm happy to help. But the report that you get in Submit does a really good job at explaining what you missed and usually why you missed it. So let me know if you have any questions.